Today, our Project Spec Z race car is getting reassembled and is getting ready for the track. We're adding racing seats and all the safety gear. It's all right here on Power Nation Garage. Hey guys, welcome back to Power Nation Garage. Our Spec Z race car build is coming around real nice. The roll cage is painted. Now it's time to throw some seats in, safety gear, and reinstall the dash. Now that we have a roll cage in the car, we also have a new dash bar, which eliminates, well, your stock dash from fitting. The good news is we can fabricate it and make it work. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. After taking the time to cut the dash to fit perfectly around the bars, I went ahead and bolted the dash back into place. Be sure to leave enough plastic on the dash so it will bolt back in. It pays to take your time and do a clean job, because even though it's a race car, it's still nice to show off your work and be proud of what you built. Gently work the pieces back into place and make sure everything is tight and snug. All these pieces are optional to go back in the car. But keep in mind, the last thing you want in the event of a crash is a bunch of jagged metal around your arms and legs. Although it might weigh just a little bit more, it looks a lot better and it's a lot safer than keeping that just open with metal showing everywhere. All right, so now with the dash installed, it's time for the seats. Corbeau hooked it up with some awesome racing seats, and for us tall guys, an adjustable seat bracket that bolts right into place. Corbeau makes it easy with their bolt-on adjustable seat brackets. It's as simple as bolting them into place and it's ready for installation. Carefully wiggle your seats through your cage in the cockpit area, and this can take some time, believe it or not. So take your time and make sure you get it in there without beating your car all up. From there, secure the mounting brackets right to the stock OEM location, followed by doing the exact same thing on the passenger side. Once the seats are bolted snug into place, it's time to move on. All right, yeah, now it's time for the steering wheel. Adding a quick release steering wheel is a must, and this steering wheel from NRG is a great option. Make sure the power is off though, because the last thing you want to do is explode an airbag. Remove the center nut, holding your steering wheel on, and remove the steering wheel completely. Unclip your horn wire and replace it with an aftermarket NRG. Clip it together and pull it through the steering wheel case. Make sure the holes are properly aligned so your steering wheel isn't crooked, and then retighten the center nut nice and tight because you do not want that thing going anywhere. Attach your NRG horn clips so the horn works. Make sure everything is aligned properly, nice and tight, and attach your new NRG quick release steering wheel to finish it off. It's gonna be a nice, it's a nice steering wheel. I like that a lot. Now let's get those belts installed and turn this thing into a race car. Drape your shoulder belts through the racing seat and over the roll bar. I like to measure my belts to the top of the logo, so that way the belts are equal length. It's more comfortable and it just looks a lot better. Once you have the length right, fasten the belts to the roll bar and be sure to read the instructions on the belts to make sure they're properly fastened according to the manufacturer. I went ahead and triple weaved ours and then followed it up by cleanly using a zip tie to keep the excess out of the way. One final check to make sure the length is right and the belts are snug, and now it's time to move to the lap belts. For the lap belts, it's essentially the same process that applies for your shoulder belts. All right, so we have the seat belts in, the race seats feel great, the roll cage is keeping us safe, but now we gotta do one thing, fire suppression. So Safecraft hooked us up with the top of the line system. This is an automatic system with a manual override. The cables look fantastic, but they're actually cut to spec. This is the same model that you're gonna find in dirt late models and sprint cars and other race cars. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. Safecraft also hooked us up with the roll bar mounting brackets to get your bottle off the floor and on your bars, as well as the hardware needed to run a custom line of your choice. So this is a manual override. Granted, the system is automatic, but if you're a driver, sometimes a little extra insurance is nice to have. You first want to find where you're going to locate your fire suppression bottle, and then with some extra help from a friend, fasten the bottle to the roll cage using the roll bar mount. There's no reason here to rush this process, and you want to make sure it's perfect. The hoses are pre-cut to fit your ride, so just securely fasten them to where you need to in the event of a fire. So I got the fire suppression system in, and it actually went in a lot easier than I expected. The short line I ran behind the driver's seat and above the gas tank. For the long line, I wanted to keep it nice and clean, so I ran it through the center console. I zip tied it along the way so it didn't get bound up, and I punched a hole out by the driver's compartment. So with the flip of a switch, you're gonna cool off real fast. So the next time you see this car, we're gonna put the bumpers on, the windshield, the top, and we're gonna wrap this thing and get it ready for the racetrack. So stay tuned right here on Power Nation Garage.